Howdy once again, this is tubalcain, and this is episode number 8 of my What Makes It Work series, and it's entitled The Making of Barrel Staves. And in this old archival photo you can see men probably around the turn of the century with belt-driven machinery making barrel staves, and I'm going to take you on a field trip here in a few minutes to the Freeport, Illinois show where they're doing exactly this same thing, belt driven off of a farm-all tractor. Now when I'm done with that, be sure and stay tuned and watch this whole video, because then I'm going to give a little demonstration in my own shop on how this is done. It will be a bit redundant, but you might find it interesting, where I make some miniature barrel staves. So I hope you enjoy this video. First, let me tell you a short story about when I was a teenager and we first got our driver's license, and we were driving around, and not too far from home they had set up a temporary sawmill, and they were sawing these what we thought were just oak boards. And since no one was working, we reached over the barbed wire fence and grabbed a couple of these boards, and we took them home. Actually, we borrowed them, and my dad made us return them, but we got home, we found out that these boards had a curvature to them on both sides, and we thought they were warped. Well, my dad saw them and he said, "Well, oh, boys, those are barrel staves. They're just curing them, drying them prior to taking them to the cooperage. Now, you boys take those back and throw them back over the fence," and we did. And that's my introduction to barrel staves, a whole field of these stacked to be dried. And now, on with the demonstration at the Freeport, Illinois Steam Show in August of 2015. And the audio may not be very good because of the roar of the tractor and the saw. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to take you into a tent where we see a barrel stave saw. It's like a big hole saw that will cut barrel staves and give it concave on one side and convex on the other. So let's have a look. Easier to make a cardboard box, I suppose. I hope you enjoyed that actual footage of making barrel staves at the steam show, but now I'm back in my basement and I'm at the Bridgeport mill and I'm going to make some of these miniature barrel staves for you. Using the same method, maybe you can understand better what we're doing here. And this is a 2-inch hole saw, so I'd be making staves for barrels about 2 inches in diameter. And notice how they're curved both inside and out. And those would still just be the rough blanks. A slot near the top and the bottom would be cut, I think they call it the crows, and then they need to be tapered and beveled, something like that, in order to actually be assembled into a barrel. And they would be in various random widths such that they could fill the circumference of the barrel as they manufacture the barrel. Let's take a look now. This is hardwood. It's and I'm going end grain down this way, ripping, I suppose you could say, and I'll just cut a couple of them. There's one, and I'm advancing the table now 250 thousandths, so they would all be the same thickness. And that's the principle of cutting barrel staves. So the barrel stave saw up at the steam show really is nothing more than a big hole saw, and the diameter would be whatever the diameter of the barrels that they wanted to manufacture. This is a 2-incher, and this is kind of what the staves would look like after they're set up, forming a 2-inch miniature barrel. But these other operations would have to be performed as well, and then a bunghole drilled in one of them if they're making whiskey barrels, and naturally they got to make a head for that as well. Well, I hope I didn't tell you a little more than what you wanted to know about making barrel staves, which is really an ancient art, but they continue to make barrels probably mainly for wine and whiskey manufacturing. This is tubalcain. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Be sure and tell your friends about my videos and subscribe, and so long for now. Hope to see you in the next video.